Find the greatest common factor of x cubed times y squared and 4x times y to the power of 4. And then the second part of the question reads, hence factorize completely the expression x cubed y squared minus 4x y to the power of 4. So we are going to start with the first part, which is finding the greatest common factor of, we have x cubed y squared, and then we have 4x y to the power of 4. So for this one, we are going to draw a line between them and then a line at the start. Then let's start with the x's, right? So between x cubed and x, the common factor between them, that is going to be x. So we are going to say x cubed y squared divided by this x. We are going to remain with x squared, and then we still have the y squared on this side. The x cancels out, so we remain with 4y to the power of 4. So at this point, we have no more x's. So now let's focus on the y. So between y squared and y to the power 4, the common factor is obviously y squared. So x squared y squared divided by y squared, that is going to be x squared, because the y squared is going to cancel out, and then 4y to the power 4 divided by y squared, this is going to be 4y squared, right? And that is because when you are given x to the power of a over x to the power of b, this is the same as doing x to the power of a minus b. So when we are dividing the same basis x, you just minus the powers. So in our case, we are doing y to the power of 4 over y squared, which is equals to y to the power of 4 minus 2. And this is why we got the y squared here. So between x squared and 4y squared, there are no more common factors. So this means that the greatest common factor of our earlier expression, or rather of our two expressions, is going to be x times y squared, which is going to give you xy squared. So that is the GCF. The second part of the question read, hence factorize completely, so the difference between the two expressions. So you're being told to factorize x cubed y squared minus 4x y to the power of 4. So we are going to factor out the GCF, which we found was xy squared, and when we factor that out, this first expression divided by xy squared, x cubed divided by x, that is x squared. Y squared divided by y squared, that goes away, minus 4x y to the power 4 divided by this expression. So the 4 divided by 1, that's just going to be 4, because xy squared is the same as 1xy squared. So the x will cancel out with the x, so the x's are gone. And then the y, we have y to the power 4 divided by y to the power 2, and that is going to be 4y squared. Okay. So at this point, we are not yet done. What is 4? We can write 4 as 2 squared. So this means when I give you 4y squared, this is the same as 2 squared, which is 4 times y squared. But then again, remember, when I give you x to the power of a times y to the power of a, this is the same as x times y to the power of a. So long as the powers are the same and the sign is multiplication, you can multiply the bases and then raise that result to one of the powers. So this means this is equals to 2 times y raised to the power of 2, which is equals to 2y to the power of 2. Okay, so now our expression becomes xy squared, then into brackets we have the x squared and then minus. Now the 4y squared becomes 2y squared, and we have the last bracket. So notice something else. We have x squared minus 2y squared. So this is in the same format as doing a squared minus b squared, right? In our case, the b is 2y. And anytime I give you a squared minus b squared, this is the same as doing a minus b times a plus b. This is the difference of two squares. So in our case, this means that x squared minus 2y squared, this is the same as x minus 2y times x plus 2y. Okay, so now our expression becomes xy squared and then x minus 2y and then x plus 2y. So this is the complete factorization of the initial expression, which is the answer.